Poetry throughout history has grappled with life's profound questions. Few themes resonate as deeply as our mortality. John Donne, Emily Dickinson and Matthew Arnold, despite their different eras and styles, all confront death in their poetry. They employ powerful literary devices to explore this universal human experience. Through their words, we gain new perspectives on life, death and the afterlife. Their poems offer solace, challenge assumptions, and invite us to contemplate the mysteries that lie beyond our earthly existence. John Donne's Death Be Not Proud is a bold statement of defiance against death's perceived power. Donne directly addresses death as if it were a person. This personification is central to the poem's impact. He diminishes death's authority, stating, "Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so." This direct confrontation establishes Donne's courageous stance. He further challenges death's dominion by claiming, "One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die." This image of sleep, gentle and temporary, contrasts with the traditional view of death as final and absolute. Donne employs vivid imagery and metaphors to bolster his argument. He compares death to rest and sleep, suggesting that it is not an end but a transition. This imagery evokes a sense of peace and tranquility, stripping death of its fearsome connotations. The poem's concluding paradox, "Death, thou shalt die," encapsulates Donne's central message. He argues that through faith and the promise of eternal life, death itself is ultimately conquered. Emily Dickinson's Because I Could Not Stop for Death takes a more subtle approach to the theme of mortality. Her poem unfolds as an allegorical carriage ride with death personified as a courteous suitor. The journey becomes a metaphor for the transition from life to the afterlife. Dickinson masterfully employs symbolism throughout the poem. The house that seemed a swelling of the ground represents the grave, while the setting sun symbolizes the end of life. Dickinson's use of personification is equally striking. Death, depicted as a patient driver, kindly stopped for her. This personified death is not a fearsome figure, but a gentle guide leading her towards eternity. The poem's ambiguity allows for multiple interpretations. However, the speaker's acceptance of death and the peaceful imagery suggest a sense of serenity in the face of the unknown. Section 4. Arnold's Melancholy Tide, Faith Receding with the Sea. Matthew Arnold's Dover Beach presents a contrasting perspective on faith and mortality. Arnold uses the image of the sea to represent both the beauty and the terror of existence. The poem opens with a serene and romantic depiction of the English Channel. However, as the poem progresses, the sea becomes a metaphor for the loss of faith and the overwhelming power of nature. Arnold's use of assonance, particularly the repetition of the O sound, enhances the poem's melancholic tone. The lines, "Sophocles long ago heard it on the Aegean," create a sense of timelessness and connect the speaker's experience to the ancient world. Arnold's poem stands in stark contrast to Donne's confident assertion of faith. It reflects the anxieties of a Victorian era, grappling with scientific advancements and the erosion of traditional religious beliefs. Section 5. A tapestry of devices weaving meaning into mortality. Examining these poems side by side reveals the power of literary devices in conveying complex emotions and ideas about death. Donne's bold personification and defiant tone challenge death's power, while Dickinson's subtle symbolism and allegorical journey offer a more contemplative view of the afterlife. Arnold, in contrast, uses vivid imagery and a somber tone to express the anxieties of an era marked by religious doubt. Each poet, through carefully chosen literary devices, crafts a unique perspective on mortality. Their poems, while separated by time and style, offer enduring reflections on the human condition. They remind us that death, while inevitable, can be approached with courage, acceptance, or even a sense of awe. Section 6. Conclusion, Enduring Reflections on Life, Death, and the Great Beyond. The exploration of death in poetry transcends time and culture. Donne's defiant faith, Dickinson's quiet acceptance, and Arnold's struggle with doubt offer a spectrum of human responses to mortality. Through their masterful use of literary devices, they transform this universal experience into art. Their poems invite us to confront our own mortality, to find meaning in the face of the unknown, and to cherish the precious gift of life. By engaging with these timeless works, we embark on a journey of self-discovery, grappling with life's biggest questions and finding solace in the shared human experience of facing the inevitable.